So the first the first match we'll watch is against Dragon. One of the best mulligan opening hands is definitely always just look for Alouette, and then a good curve. So Ironheart playing on 2 is good. Sorry, what is it? Ironheart on 2 is good, and then Alouette on 5 is good. And over here we have a mirror. We just top deck a mirror, but otherwise Artifact Recharge is a good turn as well. And if they played anything, Stream of Life to kill. Here they will Orca and then play what's her face, this card. I actually don't even know what this card does, but we can Stream of Life it away, start fusing. We're able to already make beta and then also add in Icarus into it. So really good turn going into our Alouette evolve. So they'll evolve that to ramp, but then that drops it down to 3, which is just in the Alouette range to kill it. Here we can Alouette, evolve it, summon a beta, and just keep going to town with the pings. So far with how slow they're playing, it's a very good chance to ramp. They also have Gold Note Melody, it seems. So it was ramp. Like ramp doesn't play Orca, ramp doesn't, sorry, aggro doesn't play Orca, aggro doesn't play Gold Note. At this point, I realized that they're just dead from the pings. So Swordcraft, the mulligan. Honestly speaking, when I was playing this, I didn't even look at the matchup, but not necessarily a good hand to go into Sword, as you could tell. So here we'll set up a catapult because we really need something to just clear the board later before Zirconia. But back to the mulligan, Flight of Icarus was a good card and Artifact Recharger. Usually I like to keep those 2 cards, but maybe we kept it too aggressively. The only reason this hand actually ended up working out, I would say, is because we got Artifact Catapult out. Otherwise, I really don't think this hand was good, and that might have been the biggest misplay that I could have done. Was not having any opening hands except for Artifact generators. So here, oddly enough, they only played the 3, which I think the reason was that they wanted to not have a board, because we're just gonna Alouette is what they assumed. I actually think that, or they didn't have anything as well. That's the other option. I think an option was to have actually just played Artifact Cannon here on that turn. Actually, sorry, let me look back on that. What was I doing there? Okay, so they just play Quick Blader here, and then I drew Orcus off that, and then I topped Artifact Cannon. I don't think I realized that I had Artifact Cannon because that was actually a perfect turn to set up Artifact Cannon. But overall, I don't think it's too bad. So it's fine. But maybe future turns would have been different, depending on doing that or not. Because here this turn, we are able to Doomwrite this out. But even with Cannon, we still would have been able to do that. So it's fine. Do we? Yeah, we could. So here we actually topped Alouette, which is freaking massive. And with that, we're able to continue putting on the pressure with what is that? Gamma? Gamma. So one misplay here is that we could have ran this into the knight to end up killing it. That could be a misplay, though that was a misplay, but whether or not it matters or not, who knows. That was an okay burn, not too worried about that. And here we get to Orcus. They heal up with that, and then they are able to do a samurai to kill off the Orcus. So here we have an empty board, so we can just take this opportunity to start setting up with other cards. And then because we're at 12 health and they have a super evolve, that's actually an Albert range. So actually they play Albert immediately the next turn. So if we didn't do this heal, we would have been dead that turn. So here we just rip the band-aid off and play Omega. We push the 10 damage and do a good amount of healing. Because the only thing that really messes up here is them having the samurai to kill this off immediately, and I think they play quite a few samurais already. So here they also have the super evolve Nona to with the Bane to even kill off that Omega. And then here we push up more damage. And without any evolves left, they shouldn't be able to kill off anything. They can't kill the Orcus. So that's game. Here we have a game against Portalcraft. This is not a bad opening hand because Lovestruck Puppeteer on 2, Miriam on 3, and then we drew another Miriam, so not bad. We're able to generate a lot of artifacts. So play Miriam on curve. A stream of life again. Play out the puppet because our hand's getting really clogged up. So we had to do all that fuse to empty out our hand. So this is not looking good for us. They do get the Alouette earlier than us. In fact, we don't even have an Alouette. And we really don't have anything to clear the board. But one thing is that we do have to take this huge gamble on how this kills. Should you be playing it like this? No, not at all. But we also don't really have any other options. So that was really lucky that it even killed off the beta, because if it didn't kill off the beta, we would have lost there. Like, that would have just been game. I'm pretty sure that was the deciding factor of how this game ended up going. Here we still can't clear out the board. Actually, we can. We can. So yeah, we were able to clear out the board. And they play their Karula. We top an Odin. Really, the only way we could clear the board was through Odining and trading. So that's what we had to do. You gotta do what you gotta do. They're applying a lot of pressure with all this, and then we had to trade it off. Here we're gonna start healing back up and try to apply our own pressure now. They did have to use a super evolve on a Sylvia here to even manage the trade, which is really good for us now that they're down a super evolve. And then gives us a really good Orcus turn. So over there, I probably could have just traded the Lloyd in and then run it in. But at the same time, what was on my mind was that they could +1 play point and then do the robot. So let's turn back there. Maybe that's important. Not here. Wait. So over here, right? So after this turn, we ended up one back. No, wait. So a Sylvia super evolve here, trade it off. It's the next turn. So we play Orcus here. So here, we could push more damage by running these two into face to bring them out down to 10, and then trade with Lloyd here to push more damage. But we know that they're going to turn 9 and then +1 play point for it to go into Masterwork Artifact. I did not count how many artifacts they have in hand, but worst case scenario, if we traded this, they would have made Masterwork Artifact, done the 5 damage to board. That would have killed Lloyd, our only ward, and then been able to punch our face for free. So the safest option was to actually trade here into the 2/2 and then just do the 4 damage to face. So them being at 12 is actually the magic number for what's it called, Masterwork Artifact, when you have a super evolve still. So that does do 13. That was the other consideration. So against Forest, we'll discard everything and try and get a better opening hand. Here, this hand is okay, mainly just because we have Alouette. Miriam draw some cards, and Stream of Life can remove some targets. So it's okay. Not great, but it's okay. Miriam again. Let's just draw a lot of artifacts. They are able to get a really good clear on our board that way, unfortunately. And then we did opt to go with the ping game plan, So pretty standard evolve turn. We just Alouette because, well, what else are we gonna do, I guess? They Lloyd, we get an Icarus, take Stream of Life to clear, and then we can craft more betas, and then we can Icarus one of the betas. Still have enough play points to proc the catapult, and then the catapult can trade it easily, and then ping still. Not exactly sure why they pushed so much for the maze there, but we'll take those. Free Alouette turn. Essentially free Alouette turn. Because Alouette can trade well, and then the artifact can still run into one of them and still ping 3. So here, for some reason, they opted to Odin and not trade. They just really wanted to push damage. And then that actually puts us into exactly Orchid lethal. So, not sure what the plan is there. They probably had lethal next turn. So against Haven, just as normal, we'll try and get a good curving hand. I've grown to really like keeping Flight of Icarus in my mulligan to keep generating more cards, and then Iron Hunter, just a solid turn 2 play. They don't really have a lot, so let's just do a free artifact catapult setup. One thing is that we don't have a lot of artifacts right now, so we end up just having to pass turn 4. So a really good top deck with the Ironheart lets us have just enough cards to build beta, and then leaves us with enough play points to set up Icarus, and then we also get to evolve Carnelia. So here I actually learned that you are able to stack Icarus onto beta. And then we had to evolve this to efficiently trade. So we had to play Catapult that turn instead of Bullet from Beyond because we needed the card draw. And then from there, you can see that Carnelia is a really good option into what's her face, Agnes, because Agnes would love to hit face, but it has taunt and it cannot be destroyed by her effect. As you can see here again, they can't properly trade that. And then we get a really clean Orcus turn. Freaking perfect Orcus turn. a unholy vessel, and then that would be game because we have 30 different ways to kill them this turn. Not actually, we just Orcus again. And then we can stack three card draws on Artifact Portal, a card notoriously or infamously strong in the previous set. And this set, it got some very welcoming additions. This is the list I've been running and been finding some success with. Not perfect, not what you'll find everywhere, but overall same as everywhere else. Main difference is I am running Odin because I don't have 3 copies of Karula. I also don't think 3 copies of Karula is necessary either. Of course, at first when this card was revealed, it looked incredibly broken because it was basically just Alouette evolve effect just on cost 6. But now, after I guess testing, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, it's just not as good as perceived, probably because other decks got much better effects and cards. So running through the list, another very welcoming addition is Flight of Icarus. I'm not gonna lie, I slept on this card for sure, but Last Words Draw a Card has been really useful. It just fixes up your hand. There's no need for Sylvia anymore. One of the biggest drawbacks of Artifact in the past was no card draw, so this card fixes that up for you. Carnelia, another card that I really slept on. Excuse me. Another card that I really slept on, but after trying it, it's not bad. I don't think it's as good as Flight of Icarus, but it makes it so cards that you spawn using Artifact Catapult or Doomright stay. So it is pretty strong. It is really good, don't get me wrong. I just think Icarus is better, and I just don't know if the evolve effect is worth overspending it on like Alouettes. But I think it is still really good. Probably if you don't have Alouettes and you have Catapults and Doomrights, it's a good card to use your evolves on instead. Overall, that's the main addition and changes. Nothing really much else to say. Orcus, just an insanely good card. Romia, you could drop Romias down if you have more Karulas, or you have any other cards you want, or if you just don't have the 3 Romias. I don't think Romia is that necessary either. I just have copies of her, so that's why I run her, but she does come in really late and really require you to have a good hand already of artifacts that you built. She really just feels like a how to say, like a win more card rather than a card that can swing for you, right? Like Orcus is a card that can swing the game towards your favor. Romia is like you're driving the nail into the coffin, kind of. But she's still quite the baddie.